Okay, so I've been really sick over the last couple days. Turns out I had a sinus infection and an ear infection. The doctor thought that it was viral. And since I'm allergic to penicillin, she and I talked about a good course of action. And if you're allergic to penicillin, it means there are very few antibiotics that you can use, and there is a chance that the ones that you can use won't be as effective if you use them too many times. So her creative solution to this situation was probiotics. And probiotics have been in the news a lot recently, and not in the way that you would think with like all of the yogurt commercials and things like that. A lot with science finding out about how our bacterium or microbes affect us. And I mean, not a lot of people know the fact that for every one skin cell or human cell within your body, there are 10 micro cells on your body. So you're only 1/10 of the cells that you see. And that's pretty amazing. And so they're starting to find out a lot of amazing things that these microbes do. There was actually a study where they took two human twins and they took their gut microbes. And one of the twins was very lean and the other twin was very large. And they put these microbes into mice that had their guts sterilized. And from that, they fed them the exact same diet and found that the twin who was larger had fewer microbes, and that corresponding mouse ended up gaining more weight. And the lean twins microbe in that mouse stayed lean. And so, I mean, this is just a new world in thought of how we process our food and what's going on in our bodies. And they actually found out that if they put the two mice together, those mice started sharing the bacteria, and that the skinny mouse with all of the lots of bacteria shared his biodiversity to the mouse that was overweight, and he started to be able to process his food a little bit better and cut down on some of his weight. They also proved that these microbes can live better in an environment where they have more fiber in their diets. So I'm always giving a shout out for fiber. Take your fiber. It's a really big deal. It's a really good thing for your body all across the board. Another really interesting way that these microbes are being used is people who have a lot of gastrointestinal issues and aren't able to process their food and are running to the bathroom a lot. They've actually started doing fecal transplants, and the reason they're doing this is because they don't know exactly what bacteria are beneficial and what are missing. So they're transplanting from a healthy person to this unhealthy person. And they say within days it is a lifelong improvement. And I mean, this is actually being used as a real procedure throughout hospitals now. And, you know, we're at the point with science and technology where we're trying to figure out what bacteria are the ones that are missing and what's really beneficial for everybody. But until then, that's why they're doing fecal transplants. But I mean, it's saving people's quality of life, which is pretty amazing. Now, this raises a lot of questions about good bacteria and bad bacteria, and how do you know if you have the good bacteria or the bad bacteria and things like that? And we just don't know yet. But one thing that I found really interesting is that they say that you get a majority of your bacterium from your family, and that the 9 months that a child is gestating, the mother's body is actually prepping all of these bacteria, and as the child is born and goes through the birth canal, it's actually bathed in this serum for life. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it really is a beneficial care package of bacteria for that child. They also say that breastfeeding is a really big part of that, and I actually recently heard another story where it's really common for if a baby drops the pacifier, the parent will pick it up and put it in their mouth and then give it to the baby, almost cleaning it with their mouth. And that's not just protecting the child, but that's actually handing off your good bacteria that's protecting you, that you trust, to the child. And so that's really amazing. With all of this bacteria knowledge, I have so many questions, because another thing that I was reading was that physicians who are pregnant tend to choose less C-sections, even if they are recommending them to their patients. So it's a lot of interesting, the cost and the benefits and things like that. And I'm wondering how much C-sections play a role in people not getting that bath of microbes that they need to be healthier in the world. And another one of my really interesting questions is, everybody knows as you age, your metabolism kind of cuts off a little bit and you start gaining a little bit more weight. I mean, everybody can look at the mother of society type person and see, they have a little bit more weight than the younger people. And I wonder, as we get older, if we're not as good environments for these bacteria, and so we lose some of those good bacteria and we start to gain more weight. That's kind of one of my questions, and I really wish I could talk to some of these scientists and ask what they would say to that. It's a really amazing it's an amazing field, and they say that every part of your body is a different environment for the microbes that you house, and they really are helping you survive and live healthier. When they take away some of these bacteria, like they did with the mice, they found out that the mouse who has the less bacteria in their gut, they're more susceptible to all of the health problems that come from what was always thought of just overweight issues. We're talking diabetes, we're talking heart issues. All of those things are attributed and put into this little box of, hey, we're finding out if you don't have these bacteria, you get those check marks. And so it's really amazing, and I encourage everybody to keep an eye out for this and start paying attention. And I guess I'm on probiotics now, and hopefully I'll get over this virus. Thanks.